All right, let's jump into possible bounce shots for the 2024 NXL Lone Star Major. Before we get started, I want to say a huge thank you to ProEdge for sponsoring this video again. If you guys haven't watched the other ones, go ahead. There's other breakdowns for the snake side, the middle, and the Dorito side. This is just the possible bounce shots that might be there. But yeah, so thanks to ProEdge for sponsoring this, for all their support. And be sure to click the link down in the description down below. You'll be able to get some great deals on all your gear. So there's definitely a lot going on. I think what's going to be difficult is staying alive in this middle, but let's just kind of go from this side and we'll kind of work across. Maybe we'll kind of go in like a clockwise here. Yeah, actually let's do that. We'll go clockwise. Let's look at the Dorito 1. So the Dorito 1, there's two pins that are right next to these wings. This is probably lane blockers, but I wonder if it's maybe also to keep people safe from, you know, diving across and hitting someone. They did that before with a cake before, so that way you couldn't just dive all the way across and end up colliding with someone. But that might open up for a shot from the Dorito 1 off the pin into the wing. If they maybe dive straight there off the break and you delay it or something, you might be able to do that. Same thing if you wrap, I think you might be able to bounce off and do that as well. For all three of these Doritos, I feel like somewhere one of these is going to land, where bouncing off this pin will go into this wing, and maybe depending on where you hit it, you can bounce off into the brick. So that's at least going to make it difficult for that person to stay alive. They're going to have to tuck in, which means that then you can move further up the field, and maybe this could be an option that if you're kind of a 2 or a 3, that you can filter out to then shoot that pin and keep those people that are shooting those gaps at bay. This Dorito 3 might also have another shot on the outside off the can into the back center, and then from this Dorito 4 might have that same bounce. I think because it's a can, there's going to be a lot of different spots that you could shoot and skip it off. Now where it bounces in, I'm not 100% sure, but these are, again, just possibilities. Go and try them. This one I'm not super confident with. Like I'm confident that the pin and the can is probably going to work. Like really confident with this one, a little bit less with this one depending on where you're at. Actually no, I am pretty confident with that. I'll put that on the record right now. But this one I'm not 100% on. Shooting off the little Dorito into the Dorito 1, I'm not sure, just because the way that the Dorito is set up, you're gonna have to shoot at a lower section, it's gonna bounce up. Where that's bouncing, I'm not so sure, but this guy can kind of shoot into the gap and then shoot the bounce, shoot the gap, shoot the bounce, shoot the gap, shoot the bounce. And it's going to be something that could cause issues where they can't even wrap to shoot into the pin. Maybe there's someone that can't help them out to shoot the pin to put you in. So just some options. So what did I say? We're going to go clockwise, right? So this is kind of weird because it's not really clockwise, but let's do this purple one. So from the tower off its mirror, I think might skip in. Now because I'm sorry, not the tower, the Aztec. I meant the tower. Blah, 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 blah. Because it has that point, where you're going to hit it is probably going to be a little difficult, but shooting off that into the home, if they're still there, could be an option, especially if they're doubled up back here. You might be able to catch someone off guard, or at least if they're trying to like filter out, maybe if it's bouncing further back, well, you might stop them from being able to bounce out as easy. In the snake, off the pin, now this might be too close, it's possible, but if you wrap and shoot off this pin, it's going to bounce into this region for sure. So how hard it bounces in is going to depend on where you're shooting it. And I think if you skip it, it should be able to go into the brick. And that's going to make it, again, just anyone in this middle spot is not going to have a good time once you start shooting these bounces. From the snake 1 off the pin on the snake side, and also from this this tower, I think from the inside and the outside, you can wrap it. It's going to bounce into this region, and that's going to be just making it where, remember there was shots that you had where you could shoot inside. It's just going to make it where it's difficult. So if there's someone that needs help, when you're playing this middle, you need to listen for these bounces and hear what's going on. I think if you're literally moving around, that's what's going to help you. But there are going to be times that you need to just sit there. If they can find you though, for sure, some of these bounces are going to work. So making it where you're difficult to find in here is going to be the name of the game, but it's also going to be avoiding bounce shots. So are there any others that you guys can think of that you saw that are possible? You know, put it down in the comments down below. I'm sure that you guys have found some other ones. If there are some of these that work, please put it in the comments down below. If they don't, please put it down in the comments down below. So thank you everyone. Thank you again to ProEdge for sponsoring this video. And as always, remember, watch, learn, win. Thanks.